And we spoke to 3 Canadian snowboarders heading to Beijing this week for the Winter Games. Sylvie Lenve has that story.
29-year-old Megan Farrell from Richmond Hill, 25-year-old Jennifer Hockrig from Toronto, and 21-year-old Kaylee Buck from Oakville are representing Canada next month in the women's parallel giant slalom. It's alpine snowboarding. They race down the mountain around panels and compete for fastest time. All 3 of them started out at Hollymount Ski Club in New York.
I started snowboarding when I was 4 years old.
I was put on the mountain as soon as possible. And I started off skiing, and then I switched to snowboarding as soon as I was allowed. I think I was about 4.
I started snowboarding when I was 8.
The girls got a chance to try out the mountain in Beijing back in 2019.
The snow was absolutely incredible. I still think about it to this day of how perfect it was. And the hill's amazing, super even, super nice. It was cold, super grippy, sort of like a snowboard paradise for free riding and on the race day.
The slope was beautiful, and all of the slopes around it, the snow conditions were amazing.
They're all competing for their first time at the Olympic Games.
My mom found a letter that I wrote to myself in grade 7, and it said my dream is to make the Olympics one day. And I always knew I wanted to represent Team Canada. Just to be there and to see all the years of hard work, sacrifice, and fighting for this come true is really a feeling I can't even put into words.
I'm a bit shocked, it hasn't fully sunk in yet that I'm actually going to Beijing. It's been a dream of mine, as any young athlete's dream.
Here's how they're preparing mentally.
It's really important to, focus on the present. It's been a big thing of mine to not focus on results or the future, because I know that if I'm able to snowboard, be in the present, do what I know I'm able to do and what I've prepared for, then I will be happy with the result.
I'm pretty competitive. I think you should always go into it with the goal of winning. With that in mind, my goal for the Olympics is to live in the moment and be as present as I can. Sports are crazy because there's so many factors that you can't control, and there's so many unknowns that happen that you have to always adapt and always be able to cope with what's happening in that moment.
Of course, we're all fighting for the medals, but more realistically, I'm just going there to take in the experience. It's my first Olympic Games.
The girls are headed to Beijing this week. You can watch them compete February 7th. Sylvie Lenve, CHCH News.